All right, I wanted to come on this morning and speak to you about being set up to win. God has already set you up to win. And the reason why, let me go back and say this. The reason why I know that He has set you up to win, because, you're doing and you're walking lockstep in what He has commissioned you to do. And one of the things is I want to do this morning is to refer to a scripture that was brought to mind to remind me that no matter what it looks like, you have to keep going and doing it His way. Keep going and doing it His way. And the scripture that came to mind for me was Psalms 1:1. And I want to share that this morning before I go any further because I got excited about it. Psalms 1:1, okay, says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful." See, when we follow His directions, we've been set up to win. But it's some things that you cannot do. It's some people that you cannot continue to hang around. And it's some circumstances that you must avoid. And I'm not saying it because I just want to say it. I'm saying it because it's in the instructions. And I tell people all this all the time. You have to read the instructions. If you want to get it right, you've got to read the instructions. There are instructions in life to keep us on the right track, to show us the way when we lose our way. If we just read the instructions, we will be all right. Now, over there in Psalms 1:1, what it says, walking not in the counsel of the ungodly. Look, we are in this world. You're not going to get around that. You're going to be around situations and circumstances, and you're going to be involved sometimes in things that you just not cut out for. Let's say that. You're just not cut out for it. But when God is sending you those signals to listen to Him, to focus on Him, to put Him in the front, you won't get caught up in all of these things that people can pull you into that eventually will destroy you, because He already forewarned you not to counsel with the ungodly. So listen to me closely. Who are you? This is a question. Who are you getting your instructions from? Who are you following? Who is in the head of your life? See, that's something that you and I have to ask ourselves. That's personal. Who are you following? Who are you receiving counsel from? Are you receiving counsel from the ungodly? Are you sitting in the seat of the scornful? Are you delighting in their way? Who are you following? When God already told you, I set you up to win. He said in His word, He said, not me, He said, I'm more than the world against you. See, we get all frazzled because people turn their backs on us, but God said, I'm more than they are against you. He also said this, trials is going to come. He said that tribulations is going to come, but I'm going to be right there with you. You know those moments when you are weak and you feel like you can't make it? That's God. He made it personal with you. He started carrying you. He started allowing His angels, as usual, to surround you. But you got to walk the right way. And you got to understand that God is not going to change just because you change. And He going to be right there waiting on you when you turn your back and decide to come back. You already been set up to win. The only reason why you feeling like a loser because you getting in front of God and you're not listening to what he's telling you to do. You're not following the instructions. You are receiving instructions outside of his will for your life. Listen here. Nobody is perfect, even me. Nobody. When you reach perfection, you will no longer be on this side. And that's the truth. You're going to make some errors in life. But you don't have to add to them by counseling with the ungodly. Because you know, you got some people around you that you know God has revealed to you that those people don't mean you any good. God has shown you time and time and time again, but you make that choice to hold on to them. And you know that their counsel is not good for you. So when God say, I set you up to win, he's saying, I've set you up to be moved out of the way so that your enemies can't get to you and destroy and take away from you the things that I desire to give you. Because just like I told Jeremiah, I am saying to you, I have plans for you. I have plans to prosper you. Can you hear that? You got to hear the voice of God. Because if you don't hear his voice, who are you listening to? Who are you listening to? Somebody is telling you something that God has not put in the plan for you. I got plans for you to prosper you. Can you hear that? Can you hear God saying that to you? Also, can you hear God saying to you, I told you not to counsel with the ungodly. Can you hear that? You got to hear that. That's an individual thing. That's a personal thing. You got to follow his instruction. Are you following his instruction? That's personal. It gets to be personal because God said, I want to walk with you. I want to talk with you because you are my own. When you belong to him, know this, if you don't know anything else, God has already set you up to win. He's already set you up to win. Stop looking to the east and the west. Look towards the heavens, from which your help coming. Now, if you don't feel like your help is coming from the heavens above, then guess what? You can stop right where you are. You can stop whatever you're doing. If you're not trusting God, you can stop right there. You can put a period right there. Don't look for man to exalt you because they can love you today and hate you tomorrow. You know that song, it's a thin line between love and hate. He's talking about mankind. He's talking the way that people can treat you. He's talking about the way that people can throw in the towel on you. But he said, I'm going to be the same God that I was yesterday. I'm going to be that same God today. Do you understand that? See, God understands what he's talking about. He understands what he's told you. He understands that mission that he's put you on. He understands that vision that he's given you. But do you understand it? Are you listening? Who are you listening to? That's an individual thing. I know I keep saying it because it's the truth. Who are you listening to? Why are you so weary? You know why? Because you gazing at the wrong thing. You have your attention on the wrong thing. You are following the wrong thing. Follow God's instruction. It don't take a whole lot for people to know who you're following. Because you know why? When they find out who you're following, they're going to send some more people. They're going to attach to some more people to get in that surrounding, to try to take you down. That's why you got to stay with what God is telling you. You got to get excited about what God is telling you. You got to get excited about what he's doing in your life. You got to get excited about it. Can't nobody do that for you. You got to get excited about it. We all, and I say this all the time, and the reason why I talk about being weary sometimes, because I want you to identify with the fact that you are human. You are human. You're going to fall sometimes. Listen to me closely. You're going to fall sometimes. But the thing is that you don't stay there and waddle in the mud. You get back up. Get back up. You might not be at the best point in your life. Even this morning, you might have woke up facing some things like we all do. this morning and you feel like I just can't make it, but I'm saying this to you right now. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You might feel like I'm too weak. I can't even pray for myself. You know what? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to share something with you this morning. When my late husband got sick, before he passed away, he said, baby, God has emptied me. He said, the reason why I know God has emptied me, and I am a praying man, I can't even pray no more. You know why? Because God said, I surrounded you with some people who can do what you can't do no more. See, don't tell me that you never got to that point. Don't sit and say, I never got to that point where I couldn't pray. Everybody's been there. If you haven't, you will get that experience because God will bring you to that point where you can't do nothing but depend on him. And you look for those people that he has put in place around you to do those things that you have gotten to the point that you are so weak that you can't do. Because there's going to come a point in all of our lives. You know why I can say it? Because I've been there too. Now, all sickness isn't unto death. That's not what I'm saying. But there are some sicknesses that's going to take you out. There are some things that's just, you have the end of your road, but I need you to understand this. That don't mean something wrong with you. That just means that you are human. And because you are human, you are going to experience some things. But when you experience those things, remember this one thing, if you don't remember nothing else, God is repositioning you. And God has already called out some people to surround you. God has done that for you. Those things that you can't do for yourself when you reach that point, God has called out the names of some people to enter into that. He's entered into your life. He's injected them into your life to be with you when the rough time comes. Because everybody, I don't care who you are, you're going to be on the mountaintop sometimes, and sometimes you got to go in the valley. Do you understand me? Sometimes you got to go in the valley. That's a given. Because in the valley is where you learn. Don't be afraid to go in the valley. The valley is where you learn. The valley is where you are being repositioned by God. The valley is where he's revealing some things to you. The valley is where he's building you. The valley is where he's cleansing you. When you in the valley, you know why? Because that's where you get your strongest prayers. That is where you offer up your strongest prayers. That is where you find the true meaning of your relationship with God, in the valley. Because as long as you're on the mountaintop, sometimes you have a tendency, and I say you, but I'm talking about all of us, a tendency to move away from him. Not spend as much time with him. You know why? Because you feel like you got this thing together. So now he's got to tap you on the shoulder and take you back. Now we're going back down in the valley. I'm not going to kill you in the valley. I'm just going to show you some things. I'm going to reveal some things. And I'm going to let you know I never left you. I never forsake you. I've always been there. Through your trials and through your tribulations, I've always been there. You know why I've always been there? Because I've always set you up to win. I'm telling you this morning. God has already set you up to win. He's already done it. You just got to stay focused on him. And it might not look like you think it ought to look. It might not sound like you think it ought to sound. It might not feel like you think it ought to feel. But guess what? That's a reminder from him. He said that my way is not your way. My thoughts are not your thoughts. Stop gazing at something that don't have nothing to do with you. And what is that? The things and the cares of this world. They don't have nothing to do with you, because I've already taken care of you. I've already set you up to win. If you don't remember nothing else today, out of this morning talk of inspiration and encouragement, Remember this. God has already set you up to win. All right? You have a wonderful day, and you walk in his glory, you walk in his truth. And know this, if you don't know anything else, people can walk out on you. People can give up on you, but God never will. He's just simply telling you, follow my instructions. Follow my instructions. Follow my instructions. All right? Y'all have a wonderful day. And take care of yourselves. And know this one thing. God already set you up to win. All right? Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.